All right. Well, hello, everyone. I'm so glad you're all joining me here. Um, there we go. Um, and I am Elyse Ann Psychic, known as the Psychic Liaison, Bridge the Unseen. I keep hearing my chimes. I think I've let everybody in. Um, I'm so glad you're here. I've been doing this for a very, very long time professionally, and about 20 years now. And I just love what I do. I come from a space of love and compassion. To me, it's all about helping people. It's all about helping others grow and healing and growing. Self-love is huge. It's a self-love revolution, of course. And there's Mia. And so, hold on, we got a lot of people coming today. I'm very excited, very excited. So, okay, let's see. Yep, got everybody. So today is like mini psychic readings. Now Malloy, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, had asked me, just how do I know, and the tingling, and well, what was the question? Sorry, I forgot all of a sudden. Malloy.
Well, I was asking you if you feel tingles and you get chills. Is that also for you?
Oh, you
The
asked about intuition.
confirmation that the
Yes.
spirits are around you, or
Okay, and you said you wanted to know, you wish you could do what I do. So I'm here to tell everyone.
Okay.
The word psychic can be strong for some people. Some people are like, whoa, I know who I am. This is who I am. I woke up one day and said, okay, I can't separate the two. This is me. So I use the word psychic. However, a lot of people are more comfortable with intuition or intuitive. What I like to say, and I've said many times to my clients, is intuition is just underdeveloped psychic ability. That's the way I look at it. Everybody has intuition. Everybody gets those gut feelings. Everybody gets that push in a certain direction. And so that's why, that's how I explain it, really. And to be honest, nobody, you don't have to do it as far as I do it. I do it professionally. But everybody does have the ability. I equate it to, either a person knows how to play chopsticks on the piano, or they know how to play a concerto. That's kind of more the mainstream way I like to explain it. And there's all in between. So all of you have your own intuition in different ways, whether you're aware of it or recognize it or what have you. So today, I always use angel oracle cards. That just brings in a space of love and light. I always prep and do my work to connect with the highest vibrational beings to do this work. Today, what I'm going to do with all of you, if you would like a mini reading, we'll do the cards. I have a few different decks, whatever I am guided to use, whichever one. Sometimes I'll change decks. It just depends. When I go like, that's my spare team, they guide it all. So, however, what I want to say too is, if you don't want your own mini reading, that's fine. You can be here to just listen, observe. I always also like to say that even if you don't want your own individual, which is fine, like I said, you will usually get messages from other people's mini readings too. So just be open and aware. And if you get the tingling or whatever it is, you will know. It may just hit you or make sense to you, which is great too. So I want to make sure of all of you who would like a reading, because I don't want to just start reading. I see hands going up. Okay.
We're all here to hear you. We want a reading.
Well, some people like to just observe. Some people are a little scared or unsure. Okay, so let's go ahead. Well, Mia, your hand went up first. I saw you.
That's because I was a quickie.
So I'm going to go ahead. We'll start with Mia, and we'll just make sure. Now, remember, these are mini readings, so they will go pretty quick. And I just want to assure every single one of you, I'm very, and Mia and I spoke about this yesterday. I am, I looked at, I believe in this process as being very sacred. And so being in a, it's not, you know, a totally public forum, but we're with other people. I will honor the information. I'm also careful, though there's certain things that will not be brought up in a public forum. So just making sure I'm hearing lots of dings, lots of people are here. So
And just so you know, Elyse, we don't hear the dings. You and I were wondering, so now we both know. We don't
okay, there
hear
we
it on
go.
your side. Perfect, perfect.
Okay, so when you see me look over though, that's because I'm hearing a ding and I'm looking at who to admit. And also one last thing before I get started, if I'm not looking at you directly, that's the way I read, because I can get distracted by looking at somebody's lovely face. So I'm looking up, I'm looking in other directions. So I'm gonna start with Mia. Let's go, Mia. Go ahead and take a couple deep breaths there. So excited. All right, Mia. Oh, there's so much you want to know, Mia. So much, so much, so much. I'm hearing it. When I make comments like that, that's from spirit also. So much you want to know. Archangel Michael. Okay, my dear love, I'm sure you know about Archangel Michael. You have some things that you are working through. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm excited. I said he's my brother.
Ah, awesome. Well, there's so many things you're working through, and I'm being told by your team that you really do pull on your tools and your own team. It's just that sometimes, and this is sort of human, you know, you forget you're human like everybody else. You have the emotions like everybody else. There's one thing, not going to dig too deep. There's one thing though that seems to almost, I don't want to say elude you, but you've been working on it. It's been a little bit tough for you. And sometimes you do forget to turn to your team. And I can see the sadness, if you will, kind of in a corner. You're kind of in a corner. And just a reminder, again, you know these things, but just as a reminder, I'm being told by your team, you know, faith, the word faith, very, very important for you. You know, again, you know this, like they keep saying she knows this, she just needs the reminder. The faith, when you're feeling your weakest or most vulnerable, need to turn to your faith the best you can. I mean, I feel like you teach a lot of this yourself, so I feel like I'm preaching to the choir. But
it's okay. I had a rough weekend, literally, so this is perfect.
Absolutely, I trust spirit completely in everything that they give me, the information that they give me, and
it wasn't rough, but what I'm saying is, yes, what you're spot on. I was aware of something that I was working on as we were snowed in, and I got to see Abby too. I love that this weekend.
Awesome, awesome. The other word I'm hearing for you is value. So it has to do with valuing yourself. Again, there was a slip in that, and just a reminder to you. Okay, you know your team is very, very strong, and you can feel them. You feel.
I also, you're right, because I also ignore them sometimes. I know they're there, but I take over because I've been this little conduit for so long, you know, for 50 plus years, literally, that I forget. So thank you. That is powerful. But you know, when you first opened, I said, okay, I'm here to receive angels. And then you started getting your messages. They're like, we're going to get her. She's open.
Well, I'm glad I could be of service and help you today. And again, that's why I do what I do. I love it. It lights me up. It fills my heart. So I saw a couple other people's hands go up right away. I know Malloy. I saw Malloy, and I know I saw, okay, Manhattan and Metri and Gwen. Okay, you guys are gonna, and Kelly. Okay, as we go through, just make sure if I've missed you, please, please go ahead and remind me, because I'm jumping around on the everybody's image here that I have. So I'll make sure we have plenty of time, make sure that I get everybody. That's why they're short and sweet too. So, okay, Malloy, let's see what they have to say. What about belief, Malloy? Belief. Malou, excuse me. Thank you.
Okay.
I got the enchantment card with you, Malou, but these are jumping off points. These are launching points for me. Belief. I know you brought it up, but it's like you kind of slip in between these two worlds where you know there's something more out there outside of yourself, And yet at times it's almost like I feel you pull yourself back and you have this whole conversation with yourself about, well, you know, it's a physical world and get a grip. And so I'm hearing about believing in the miracles. You do, but you don't, but you do, but you don't. You understand? You kind of go back and forth. And you know what? That is fine, because the fact that you are open to it is a beautiful thing. So many people are so closed off. And let me tell you, as I, you know, to do this professionally, I really had to train and work, and I did a lot on my own. And trust is a big thing. Trust, even though I'm as psychic can be from a very, very little girl, I remember premonitions and all kinds of things. I still need to work through and be in the place of complete trust. So it's okay. You're cute because you have a lot of conversations in your head. I can see it. Okay, energetically, I can see it. And so the thing that your team is saying is just to step into the awareness, aware when you have these conversations. And if you're ever unsure about something that you're getting as information, you can ask your team under grace and in a perfect way, easily and effortlessly, to show you, to give you a sign for clarity. Okay. It's just the fact that to be aware when you are fighting it, when you are having these, you know, conversations in your head, almost talking yourself out of certain things. Do you understand?
Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. All right. All right.
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
Lou.
That was very helpful.
You're welcome. Thank you. Okay. I saw Manhattan. Okay. I saw Manhattan's hand go up. Okay, welcome. I think we had somebody new come in. Yes, hi, Jillian.
Sorry,
Okay, that's okay. We're into the reading part of things. Manhattan. Okay, look at that beautiful smile.
Thank
Pardon
you,
me?
Claudine.
Claudine. Oh,
Yes.
Manhattan Mermaid. You know, it's so small. I'm like, I see it.
It's okay.
I like that.
Thank
Manhattan
you.
Mermaid. Okay, Claudine. All right. There are things you're looking to manifest right now, I'm being told. Okay. But I'm getting the retreat card. What does that mean? Okay. Can you see it? Okay. I know there's a little glare. Okay, Claudine. The thing is you push because you want something so much, but you forget to breathe, I'm being told. You kind of forget to go. I'm an empath too, and I can feel you holding your breath. I can feel it in your chest area. So when you're in those moments, because half of you is like, oh, yes. And, you know, it's really important to allow yourself to pause and breathe, of course. Breathe. You know, your team also, they're showing you very, what's the word? Okay, I'm going to use a word, but it's in a positive way. Flitty. You're very happy. Like I can feel your energy almost jump around and flit from here to there, and which is great. But remember that sometimes that can cause you to get frustrated because you're all of a sudden you're very hard on yourself when you lose focus.
Yeah.
You're very hard on yourself when you lose focus. You know what? We need to honor, my dear love. We need to honor those moments of retreat and pause. Very important. Last week, in the middle of the week, I woke up one day and I'm like, I just don't feel like doing anything. And I have tons of work to do. That would happen to be a day I didn't have any clients scheduled. Great. And I'm like, yeah, but you have this and this and this. And I just said, okay, Elyse, stop. Honor what you're feeling. Okay. So not that this reading is about me, but when spirit, my team pushes me to share a story about myself, that means it's going to resonate with the person I'm reading for.
Right.
Really important for you to honor. And I'm being told every aspect of yourself too. Honor every aspect. Woo! If they could hold up a 50-foot sign on that one.
So it's just so funny because this is the messages that I've been getting for myself all week. The same, retreating and honoring every single aspect of yourself. So thank you.
There's your confirmation, my dear love. You are so welcome. Oh, I seen your participant now. I see the Claudine. Okay, I was a little slow on seeing that part, but okay, much love. Thank you. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Abby, I think I saw your hand go up. Yes. Okay. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try my best to go across, like, so I'm not jumping around. And then all of a sudden I'm like, who did I do? Who didn't I? So even though you might have raised your hand already, just know I'm going to just go through and down as long as I have permission from each of you as I go. Kelly, I'll go to you next. So that way, otherwise I do lives on Facebook and I jump around and sometimes on names, and then I'm sitting there going, well, who did I do? Who didn't I? Have moderators, but still. So I just am letting you all know, I'm just going to kind of go down the rows of the images that I have. All right, Abby, go ahead and take a nice deep breath, sweetheart. I'm feeling a little uncertainty from you, maybe a little bit of fear. It's okay. It's okay. Some people are in that space with it, and that's okay. Just know, I mean, you've seen a few readings, so you know I come from love and compassion. It's all about helping you. All right, so please, if you can, just take a couple deep breaths. I'm here to help, not hurt anybody. You're a little sore over here. I feel if something recently has gone on that you're quite, in a way, I'd say raw about. There's something there. Okay, makes sense. Okay, we're not going to dig into it because I can feel you know, that's your concern. You're kind of giving me the shoulder up. Let's not go there.
I
So
have
that's
a question. I'm sorry. Were you working on Kelly or Abby?
Abby, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Abby, I said I was going to do, oh, I know what confused you. I
No,
said
it's
Abby.
okay. I was looking at Kelly, feeling into her, and she's wiggling over there, and I thought, oh boy, she might be thinking that something's up. Okay, yeah, she does. All right.
I know what I said to confuse
It's
you.
okay,
I said
honey.
Abby, and next I'll do Kelly, but that's, yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
the other nosy teacher. Sorry, guys, I'm leaving. I mean, I'll stay, but I'll be quiet.
It's okay. Okay, so Abby, just know that, okay? That's what I talked about. I honor the sacredness of this, and there are things that I know I can feel, just like I felt. We're not going to go there in a public forum, okay?
Gotcha.
All right, cool. There you go. Now you're letting go a little bit. I can feel it. Woo, okay, you're ultra sensitive. That's part of the issue for you. I'd almost say you're an empath. Okay, now the manifestation card came up. It is related to your feelings, your empathic way of being. That's what confuses you. You pick up on other people's stuff and then you stand there going, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I'm an empath, always have been. It can be very difficult, I understand. You know, the manifestation, it's an interesting card because the way I read it is to, your team is also telling you at the same time, be careful of what you do absorb. Because it has pulled you off track and onto a different, even though it hasn't necessarily been your stuff. You understand? Energetically, emotionally, you can get sidelined or pulled off track. So a couple tools for you on this. First of all, Archangel Michael is a beautiful, beautiful archangel. Are you familiar with Archangel Michael? He will shield us. He will protect us. He will clear negative energy. I'm being told by your team, you really need the help of your spirit team with this. So when you're feeling most vulnerable, I keep hearing the word vulnerable, vulnerable, vulnerable. The first thing your team is saying, clear the energy. Now, Archangel Michael is a blue energy, so you can just envision yourself, your whole environment being cleared. This is going to help allow you to breathe also, because I feel at times you almost hyperventilate because you're just not sure and everything's coming at you. And when someone is an empath, it can be hard to determine what is ours and what isn't, and to disconnect from it. All right. Okay. So interesting. They want me to pull one more card for you, dear body care. Okay. Be careful that no matter what's going on, that you still, and it's not just body care, it's care about yourself, because I feel you can get hit really hard. And then we get into this space that's not the healthiest. You understand? All right. All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Much love. Thank you. Okay, Kelly. Hello, Kelly.
Hi. I knew you were talking to Abby first, so.
That's okay. Well, Mia just wanted to make sure I was on track. All right, Kelly. You just love people, Kelly. You just love people. And yet, there are times you're like, okay, enough. Okay, blessings. Okay, so interesting card. Let me see what they want to say with all that. I mean, I could go the typical route. You know, we all have blessings, dot, dot. There's something more to it. Okay, I hear it very clearly from your team. Some of those that challenge us the most in our lives are many times our blessings. Okay, breathe, because you're like, yeah. Feel it.
No,
Which is fun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, you know that, but you know, you have the reactions. It's human. But okay, your team is saying you're very much on track. You're doing a lot of healing, and they want to congratulate you and acknowledge that. They really do, because you really are working it. You really are understanding that all those things that maybe you didn't care for, or things that were happening that used to get you very twisted in knots, are the words I'm hearing. You're now learning to shift your focus more and more and understand, okay, I know it's for my highest good, you know, kind of with that feel also. But that's a beautiful, beautiful place to be, because as we shift more and more, we will see even those that challenge us the most are actually really the blessings. You know, it's the human side and the spiritual side of things that we come to terms with. You understand? Acknowledge your human side, though. That's okay. You know, have your emotions and your feelings. I'm very big on that. You know, process your feelings, but then shift some of that perspective. All right, my dear, you're so welcome. And so next is Gwen. Okay, and just so you know, I like to show people, because my cards are down here. When I read, I just split the deck wherever spirit tells me to. It is so rare I take a card off the top. I'm always directed, guided by my spirit team where to pull a card from. So
did you say Joanne?
Gwen, I'm sorry, Gwen.
Oh, sorry, just making sure.
No, I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay. Excuse me. All right, Gwen. I got to watch my time too. I could go on and on with everyone. Okay, Gwen, study. Okay, Gwen, what I'm being told with that is you immerse yourself in this. You want to learn, you want to learn, you want to learn, but also leave your space and time for your practical. In other words, let the lessons come through. Knowledge is great, information is great, but we also need the experiences, which you know this, but they just are indicating you immerse a lot in the knowledge. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, it does.
Okay,
Yeah.
Perfect. And I asked that because, you know, I always trust the information, but I don't know your life. So sometimes I'm like, well, what does that mean? How does it fit in for you? So don't hide yourself in a corner, my dear. That's another thing they want to say about it. Now, I get we're in the middle of certain, you know, situation, and, you know, with the pandemic and everything, whatever you feel, whatever. But so be careful with those words. It's not so much they're saying go out there if you don't feel safe. It just means don't totally hide. There are other ways that we can connect with people. Sometimes you're very much a hermit. Just be careful you're not allowing it to be the majority. You understand?
Okay.
Because they're also saying you deserve love too.
Thank you, Elyse. Thank you.
You're welcome, sweetheart. You're welcome. Okay, is it Metri? Is that how it's pronounced? Okay, Metri. Awesome. All right. Let's see what they have to say for you, my dear love. Oh, you like everything in its place and a place for everything, don't you? Okay, interesting. Children. Okay, now I don't know if you have children. It's not necessarily about your own children. You do have two. Okay, so thank you for that. Because what I'm feeling it's really more related to is you playing too. See, you tend to be in the serious space a lot. And you tend to just, you know, your children can be playing, and it's almost like now it doesn't mean literal, it could just be the energy of it. It's almost like you stand in the kitchen with one hand on the counter, just watching them instead of involving yourself in it. I feel like you almost say, no, I can't play. And that's a little deeper than we can get in a mini reading as to what motivates you with that. But your team is saying very clearly, yes, you can play. Yes, you can play. And that seems very logical, but there's something there for you. And again, it's not necessarily something to dig too deep in. We don't have the time right now, but give yourself permission to play. You are allowed happiness and joy. Just because you're an adult now doesn't mean that that has to disappear. You know this all logically, but somewhere in the connection, heart and head, we're missing that. Does that make sense to you, dear?
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much. Excuse me, everyone. All right, Joanne, let's see what we got for you, dear. She's all like, yeah. Look at her. Cute. Okay,
I
Joanne.
love listening to the readings. It's so cool.
Awesome. Okay, go ahead and take a nice deep breath. You like to kind of control things a little bit, because I started checking with Spirit, where do I cut the deck? And you jumped in. And I'm like, wait a minute. That's so lovely. Okay, take a deep breath. So that's part of being an empath. It was Abby, right, that we talked about being an empath. That's part of being an empath. I've just learned how to manage it, where I can sense it, I can be aware of it. So just so you know, for your own point of reference and knowledge. Okay, Joanne. Just breathe, my dear love. It'll be the perfect card. Huh, romance. Interesting. All right. So this isn't necessarily about a relationship, and we're not about a relationship. It's more about how you present yourself. And I must feel like you might argue a little bit, but you know, self-love is about romancing ourselves at the same time. You're very almost want to say, what is that? Like rigid in some ways, like it has to be this and then this and then this and then this. It's like, no, mix it up. Okay, a little bit, you know, that to me, it's some to do with control. I get it. I used to be a control freak. I understand. I've healed most of it. Okay, so I get it. But part of loving ourselves is romancing ourselves. Part of romancing ourselves is just allowing it to be and going with the flow. There we go. Take a nice deep breath. Those are 3 words. You're like, yeah, I know, but go. Oh wait, 4 words. Go with the flow.
Yes.
Keep working it. I know
Yes.
you know that. You've put 1 foot in the pool and you're like, okay, the water's not too bad. I'm not drowning yet. So
Yeah.
I can see you're just on that path of working it. Just keep working it. And you're going to find that, you know, I'm not a doctor. I cannot diagnose. Go see a regular medical doctor if you feel you need to. But I feel a heaviness on your shoulders. So I don't know if it's figurative or literal. Again, that's a little further than we can get here. But it'll help you. The more you go with the flow, it'll release some of that heaviness.
Yeah,
Okay?
for sure.
All right.
For sure.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, is it Galo or Gallo? Can't hear you. You have your
It's Galina. Galina, it's my name of the company, Galo Plus. Yes, it's Galina. Galina.
Galina. Okay, Galina, thank you.
Thank
Okay,
you.
let's see what they have to say for you. You're very busy giving to a lot of people. Very busy giving to a lot of people. And it's interesting because a playfulness card came out. There's something about that for you. You believe you're playful, but at the same time, I don't know, you would equate playfulness with some sort of immaturity or something, like that's child's play. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but really smacking me is, okay, what I'm hearing your team say is the playfulness will allow you to enjoy life even more. Do you understand?
Yeah, so am I not doing it?
You are, but I feel like energetically it's like you tell yourself in your head to play, but while you're doing it, there's this, you know, sometimes I get energy feel, and it's a multi-dimensional thing, and I have to figure out how to put it in 3D words in the physical, but it's almost like you have a little bit of a wall up. So I want to say that you don't allow yourself to completely immerse in the playfulness. It's almost like you're playing over here, but over here you got 50 things you're thinking about. And oh my gosh, and I got to do this and I got to do that. So you're not fully immersing in it.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Thank
And I
you.
get, you said you have a business, so I get it can take a lot from us. And we, you know, I own my own business. This is what I do. So we always have things to do. And I get in that space too, but I have to, again, remind myself, we have to balance. It's so important to have balance because otherwise we just deplete ourselves. We have no energy and then we hit the wall and we're done. When we allow ourselves the balance, we are even stronger because then we're more energized and we have even more to give.
But I think the business is more of, is it what direction I have to go? That's exactly what the business is, just a business of myself. It's is it right way or this is right way? What is exactly right way? What is exactly pathway? What is exactly I'm more useful for myself and for others? That's a question. Is my business. I'm occupying myself in the business and the business as itself, it's still developing. So I'm just not sure, is it right path I'm doing playfully or businessly?
Okay, I understand. And what we're going to say, and again, that, you know, this is a mini reading. And we can't get too deep. You know, I leave that for my one-on-one session, but what I'm going to say is, and again, what's just come up, it's go with the flow, go with the flow. You know, the more I have allowed, I call my spirit team my business partner. Because they are. And every day I wake up, sometimes it's a few days ahead of time, I have conversations with them. I tell them, this is what I'm looking at. And, you know, there are days I'll wake up and they'll say, do this. And I'll be okay. You know, I allow them to in tandem with me. I don't need to know, okay, hearing very clearly from your team, you don't need to know all the answers, my dear love. Let it flow. All right. All right.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, Bethany. Did you want a reading since you are no video? Okay, there you are.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, there you are. Hi, Bethany. How are you? Okay, Bethany.
I'm good. Thanks. Sorry, I was
Good.
muted.
You can leave it on for your reading if you like.
Okay.
I can hear you. You can hear me. All right, don't try and solve everything at once. You're just like, I can feel it all around you. You're just trying to solve everything, including the world in some ways. And interesting card that came out, focus. Okay, so it tells me that you're going in so many different directions, my dear. You are also, I believe, more sensitive than you realize at times. You take a lot in, you want to kind of right the world, you're very serious at times, and that's fine. But sometimes I feel like you're interesting visual I'm getting, you know, when like a screen door is latched and it's windy and it flaps open and closed and open and closed and open and closed. That's the visual I'm getting for you. So it tells me that don't try and, you know, take everything in at once. Do you understand? Is it making sense to you?
Yeah, I have a lot of things that I'm working on right now. Yeah, things to do, and it's a lot. Yeah.
So the biggest thing is, and this seems very logical too, my dear, but prioritize. And also you can connect in with your team and when I say team, it's spirit team, angels, guides, archangels, masters, teachers, God's source, whatever you may call the higher power. If you work in the Christ consciousness energy, whatever your team is, a lot of people identify with angels or spirit guides. You're a little unsure, it feels like, which is fine. You can just call upon your team and, you know, prioritize, honey. And also, if you can find a way to disconnect at times, because I feel like even when you sleep, you're deep in it. Like you're always in the head thinking and thinking and thinking. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I can understand that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you don't have the same type of energy in the past 6 months to a year that you were having, and it's because you're taking on so much at once. The best thing you can do is prioritize for yourself. and just determine what is most important. And yes, everything may need to get done, but you know, don't be so stubborn, your team says, you know that there are things that can be prioritized. Understand?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
thank you.
You're so welcome. Okay, Anna, did you want a reading, Anna?
Yes, I did. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Let's go ahead and see what we got for you. You're protective of yourself, I can tell that. Manifestation, my dear love. You know, you can have what you want. Under grace and in perfect way, easily and effortlessly, as long as it's for our highest good. I feel like you've had some, you know, disappointments in life. We all have. And it doesn't mean that you can't have what you desire. It's just I'm feeling a lot of doubt right now. A lot of doubt around you. Hold on. Does that make sense to you, first of all?
Yes, it does.
Okay. Okay, I heard it very clearly from your team. You do not have to carry the load alone. Don't argue with me. Don't argue with them. I kind of started to feel a little bit like, what? Yeah, what? And that's okay. See, that's the way I read. I can get those feelings, and I actually hear the words sometimes that people are thinking. But you know, when we feel so, these are the words I'll use. I'm not sure you're exactly in this space, but when we feel beaten down, that's the time we need to disconnect, take a nice deep breath, take our respite, self-love, you know, love ourselves, do something for ourselves, and then tomorrow's another day. But you feel like you have to carry the burden alone, and I'm not sure, is that somewhat, no, I want to say it's somewhat, on the physical plane, but also the spiritual plane. You understand?
Oh, yeah, I do. I think that's quite accurate.
Okay, so your team is always there. The more you turn to your team, the more they'll show up. You do not, again, see, there's themes here too, in case you haven't noticed in some of these readings, we seem to be hitting some themes. That's why I also love doing this. And that's why it's so important to listen to other people's readings, because there seems to be a theme. You do not have to do it alone. You do not have to do it alone. But if we don't let go enough to let spirit help us, see, lots of times as human beings, we hold on so tight because we think we have to manage everything, control everything. Okay. But if we start to open up a little bit and let spirit in, let them help us, that's where the energy starts to flow. So manifestation is about, you know, writing it down. But don't go into the logical mind, Anna. Don't go into, you tend to go into that, well, but this and that. No, when we manifest, it's about us just writing it all down with no judgment. If we could have our wildest dreams, whatever it is, with no judgment, no limitations. Okay, start, if you can, start working that, start believing in it more and more. And one of the keys of doing that is looking at your life in the past. Look at your past, you know, all the things you've gone through in life, and things always work out.
That's
It
true.
may not be something that we love, but it works out. Have that, pull that forward to the now, and remember that piece.
Thank you.
All right.
And I think what you're talking about, and you're right, spot on, is, you know, trusting. There's a lack of trust. So thank you so much.
You're so welcome, sweetheart. Thank you. All right, Philippa, did you want a reading, honey? I think you're the one who said, okay, Carol also said, let me see what Philippa, okay, here we go, Philippa. And then Carol, I saw yours too. You're at work, so no camera or mic, that's fine. No problem. I do this all the time on lives too, like I said, Facebook Live. So I'm used to no mics and no cameras for other people because they just comment. So, okay, Philippa, let's see what we got here for you. Okay, first thing I'm feeling is you're quite exhausted. You're quite tired. You're kind of dragged out. That's what I'm feeling. Oh, isn't this an interesting card? Balance, my dear love, balance. You know, I feel like your energy is the type that, you know, I got to get it done. I got to get it done. I got to get it done. It makes me feel of, is that like the rabbit? And they just flashed the rabbit in Alice in Wonderland, like fast, constantly. Is that who it is? I think it is in Alice in Wonderland. It's been so long since I've seen it, but that energy of, you know, kind of almost frantic energy, running here, running there, running here, running there. you know, again, somebody else, we talked about balance. And for you, honey, it really is so, so important for you to balance. So very important. It is for all of us, but you're taking, again, it's like, so that tells me in the energy, honey, you're taking just so much on. And you're not the only I'm hearing very clearly from your team, you're not the only warrior out there. And they want you to understand that, because you're the type of person I almost hear like, I'm going to get it done. If it's got to get done, I'm going to get it done. Share the wealth, you know, let other people help you. It's not even so much about delegation. It's really about you stepping back a little bit. And yes, again, things in life we have to do. There's certain things that only we can do. But you don't have to be the warrior to the world, honey. Spread it. Let other people be part of that journey, because you're going to, you know, from what I'm being told, you can really wear yourself out. And I feel like you've hit that wall a few times in maybe the past 2 months. So it's you're going to be able to help yourself and be better for yourself, and love yourself by balancing more. The world won't come to an end just because you didn't do it yesterday. Okay, I hope that helps you, honey. Thank you so much. All right, Carol. Yes, and Joyce, you're welcome, Philippa. And Joyce, yes, I see you said you would like a reading, and I see Ann up there. So Ann, I'll get to you after Carol and Joyce if you would like a reading. I want to make sure, again, I honor everybody's you know, free will, whether or not they do want a reading. Okay, Carol, let's see what they have to say for you. Okay, I don't know what you're bouncing around different directions, so I don't know what you're in the middle of, but I can see you bouncing around. I can feel the energy of it. So I don't know if you're not able to focus here for a moment, or it's just there's so much going on around you, almost in the physical. I don't know if that's physical, literal, or figurative, but a lot of clutter, a lot of clanging almost around you. Okay, let me see. Okay, Carol, truth and integrity, honey. You're trying so hard to be in truth and integrity, and I feel you're like, ugh, the rest of the world just isn't. And instead of taking that on as a you know, ugh, thing, I don't know how else to explain it in the energy. I can appreciate how you're feeling. And one of the things that can really, really help you, and this is for Carol, is to know that there are people, lots of people in truth and integrity. Lots of people are yearning for that. So put the vibration of that out there so that like attracts like. I feel like I'm being shown like you're almost ducking under the energy. And I get that. That's a protective mode, and I understand how that can be. But that is also feels to me like why you may not be finding like people. There are a lot of people in truth and integrity. Unfortunately, we're so bombarded by all that isn't. Okay, so you know, try your best to disconnect some from the news and things like that. Okay, it doesn't mean you have to not engage at all, but put it in perspective, because remember that all we tend to hear about media, and I'm not media bashing, I think it's very, very important to be knowledgeable, but there is a twist of always the sensationalism, the negativity. And from the moment we were born, this is a world and a society conditioned into negativity. There we go. That's the piece. Negativity, negativity, negativity. Breathe, please, Carol. I understand, but this is where we can do ourselves a huge favor and shift our focus. Let's look at the positive. Let's not give so much energy to all of that yucky stuff. It's there, we know it is, but where are we going to focus? What are we going to do to help ourselves? So there are plenty out there that are of truth and integrity. We just don't hear about it so much. Yeah, there are people like you, Carol. There are. Ooh, here come the chills. Ooh, okay. That's usually my emphasis when I get my goosebumps and my chills throughout my body. So it feels like you needed to hear that today. Thank you for being part of this group today. I'm so glad you joined us. Okay, Joyce, and then Anne, please let me know in the chat if, oh, maybe you did message me already. Let me know if you would like a reading too, honey. So I'm sure that's what you would like. Okay, Joyce. Let's see what they have to say for you, my dear love. Hold on a second. I feel like, I don't know what it is, but I feel, I don't know if you have to be quiet right now. Like, I know you're muted, but your energy isn't coming across extremely strong, which is fine. I just need to focus in a little bit more here. I feel like, you know, how does I feel like maybe you're at work and kind of hiding doing this? I don't know if that's true. That's kind of the feel of the energy, which is fine. It's just, let me see what I can pull through here for you, sweetie. Okay, self-acceptance. Well, in some ways, I understand the energy I'm feeling and this card. It's not to hit you, smack you with it. It's just to say, I'm feeling like you do a lot of talk in your head. You know, be careful with the words that you use for yourself, with yourself and to yourself. I'm a survivor, so I understand that I used to beat myself up all the time. Never good enough, never whatever, the whole 9 yards. So many times we're not aware of the things we're repeating to ourselves. Also, here we go. I'm hearing very clearly from your team. It's your choice whether you absorb other people's judgments or opinions about you. Be careful with that. You are very sensitive, very open. You just want to be loved like all of us. And it feels like you take to heart sensitivity, you take to heart what other people say, and you mull it over and you wonder if there's truth to it and so forth. What I want to say, well, what your team wants to say through me is they would ask that you stop if you can, and that's like figurative and literally, stop saying those things to yourself, stop just absorbing it, but pause and really sit for a moment in your center, in your heart, in your gut, and ask yourself, does this really ring true for me? Is this the truth? Is this authentic to me? If it is, then great, grow from it. If it's not, discard it. Everybody has something to say about everyone. It's our choice and our free will to determine whether or not we want to believe it or believe what we believe. Okay, take a nice deep breath. What your team is showing me, Joyce, is pink energy is unconditional loving energy. It has that vibration. If you can find yourself to just completely encase yourself in a bubble of pink unconditional loving energy, that's going to help you feel better. I feel especially today, if you can do that for the day, that would be great. It's always great to do it all the time for everyone, but Joyce, I feel like you really need that today. So I hope that helps. Okay, Anne, I have not heard from you whether or not you want a reading. Let me double check my chat here, because I'm going to honor you if you do not want a reading today. That is fine, absolutely fine. New message. Oh, you do. Okay, there it is. All right, so Anne, let's see what we got here for you, sweetie. And I think that maybe everybody, if I've missed anybody, please let me know in the chat. So let's see, Anne, what we got for you. I'm only giggling because I feel like you want a different, I've been told to get a different deck for you. So you kind of like the new and the fresh. It's like, oh, that deck's been used. Let's use a new one. I mean, I've used all my decks, but for today, and that's fine. I honor it every time. So let's go ahead and take a nice deep breath, Anne. There we go. Simplicity is the card. This is a unicorn card. So to me, what I'm hearing is, it's not quite immerse. Okay, there we go. Thank you. And I say thank you to my team because they give me the words. Slip into the simplicity, slip into the fairy tales, the fantasy. What do we mean? Yes, life is life. but allow yourself some more possibilities. I heard that very clearly. Lots of times as human beings, we want to, we want to put things in their box. We want to have organization and figure out where everything belongs and what belongs where. And so many times by doing that, we take the round ball and we try and shove it into a square hole. Especially, I can say that when it comes to psychic information and so forth. So Anne, it's not about controlling so many things. I know that's where your safety in some ways lies. I understand that, but it's about allowing for the possibility and the simplicity of truth. That's an interesting, what they're saying. Okay, they say, don't try and figure everything out. You don't need to try figuring everything out. Sometimes we just have to let it be what it is and watch it unfold. There we go. Watch it unfold. Don't necessarily put it in the box you think. All right. That's what I'm feeling for you today. I hope that helps you, sweetie. I hope that made sense. I heard you for a moment and then I didn't hear anything else. What was that?
Oh, I said, thank you so much.
You are welcome. I hope that helps you today. Okay, I think I got everybody. Mia, do you agree on that? I think I got everybody. Uh-oh, you have no, you're unmute yourself.
There.
There you are.
It was fabulous. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Before we wrap up, everybody, just a couple things, if I may. I have an email list. I do a monthly newsletter. I write an inspirational article. I tend not to be lengthy in it because I know myself, I don't have the patience to sit and read pages. But it's a beautiful message that I channel from spirit every month. I also, will times have during the month if there's something special coming up or promotions or whatever. So I invite every single one of you to go to my website, ElyseAnnPsychic.com. On the homepage, you could sign up for that. I would love for you to be on my email list. You can be some of the first to know what's going on. And like I said, receive your monthly inspiration. You can also read more about me and just see what services I offer. I'm not just about doing readings, but I love helping every single soul. I've always said, if I can help someone just take one small, tiny step on their journey, I've done my job. It fills my heart with so much love and joy to be able to live my purpose and do it from a place of love and compassion. So I just want to say to every single one of you, thank you so much for having me here today with all of you. I am just so blessed, 3 words at once. I'm just so blessed to have been on this journey with each and every one of you. And I want to say with much love, thank you.
Thank you so much. And there's no E at the end of her Ann, so.
Yes, it is. My first name is ELYSEANN and then psychic.com. Elyse Ann Psychic is also where I am on Facebook on a page if you want to check that out too. Do lots of stuff. You'll get all the benefits of what I do. So I'd love to see all of you again. Like I said, I do this the 3rd Wednesday of every month and I'm very excited, and hopefully I'll see you through this or any other way you might want to reach out to me.
Thanks again very much. It was lovely to have you.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I am going to, here we go, find where I end my recording because it went away.
It's the square button, or if you
There
end
it
the
is.
session, it'll automatically
okay.
populate on the other side.
And I see stop recording too. Okay. So, okay, much love, everybody. Have a blessed day. Thank you so much. Mwah! Thank you. Bye.